Hello everyone, I'm Raven from Raven Comics, and in today's video, I'll start uploading content about more recent comics. Those of you who have been following the channel for a while know that I usually post stories that came out years ago, but today we're starting with something new. We begin in Metropolis. This is the day the planet blew up. At the Daily Planet, employees were holding a meeting. Starting today, they will no longer be just a great metropolitan newspaper. The Daily Planet has expanded into a new media empire. They will have branches in every major city, from Gotham to Themyscira. They will oversee 4 24/7 television channels and manage 3 of the 5 leading social media platforms. It's time to introduce the woman who made all this possible, the boss, Imani Edge. She's the recently divorced ex-wife of former media mogul Morgan Edge. In her first words as the new leader, she explains that the greatest danger they face is misinformation. While other wealthy women may fight different battles, she will ensure that the Daily Planet does good work. Clark is present at the meeting and tells Ms. Edge that here, at the Daily Planet, they fight an endless battle for truth and justice. Now everyone understands what this is really about. This isn't a typical merger. They're using the Daily Planet's name as a stepping stone for unreliable headlines. One way or another, the meeting is about to end, but not before Ms. Edge introduces her new editor-in-chief, Lois Lane. She believes that with a simple handshake, she will become the most powerful woman in the world. Suddenly, something happens with Clark. With his super hearing, he catches someone saying, "Careful." For the new boss, this moment is incredible. This is supposed to be one of the most important moments in Lois Lane's life, and yet her husband, Clark, runs out in the middle of it. Lois tells her that Clark Kent has become her #1 reporter when it comes to Superman. So if Superman is busy, Clark is busy too. If she wants to know what Clark is doing right now, it's simple. He's doing his job. A little later, we see Clark putting on his suit. At this moment, there's a police chase. Officers demand that armed suspects surrender. Things aren't going well. Inter Gang is restraining them with sci-fi ray guns. They need backup immediately, or they won't last much longer. Well, it looks like backup has arrived. This is Superman, who has just taken down the criminals. The officer reads the criminal his rights. He has the right to remain silent. Anything he says can be used against him. The criminal already knows all of that, but there's something he wants to tell Superman. He asks if Superman remembers last week, when he stopped that giant ape from crushing Star City. Well, his aunt lives there, and he just wants to thank him for saving her. Even criminals have something to thank Superman for. Superman replies that he's here to help, and that they can ask him for help whenever they need it. Once he flies off, he thinks back on what happened at the Daily Planet. Clark knows today is a huge day for Lois. The challenge for him is that every single day is the big day for someone else. The day when their world can change in the blink of an eye. Before moving on, Superman hears a woman cry for help. Her son, Alex, was about to be mauled by a lion. Superman arrives just in time to save him and stop the lion so Alex can return safely to his mother. And so, Superman continues his day, saving as many people as he can. First, it's a plane that's about to crash. Then, he rescues people trapped in a burning building. After that, he pulls a sinking boat up from the depths of the ocean. Superman keeps saving lives, always listening. His super hearing is always alert for cries of help, but it also lets him hear other things, like a young girl singing. Superman visits her and tells her that he just wanted her to know he hears all the new songs that come out every day. Hers is truly good, and he hopes to hear more from her. Soon, the routine rescues of Metropolis come to an end, and a much greater threat emerges. Red Tornado contacts Superman from the Watchtower. They've just detected an event that could cause Earth's extinction. A massive asteroid is heading straight toward the planet. With the Justice League heavy hitters off-world in deep space, they need Superman, because he's the only one who can stop it. To Dinah, this is strange. How did the asteroid avoid Red Tornado's sensors until now? Red Tornado explains that, according to his short-range scans, its surface is made of pure inertron, a highly reflective alien metal, impossible to scan and nearly unbreakable. Superman tells Red Tornado that everything will be fine and that he actually did a great job detecting it. No one needs to worry. From here on, Superman will handle it. Inertron is a naturally occurring substance, but it won't be mined, forged, or successfully used by anyone in this sector of space until the 31st century. The real question for Superman is, what is this asteroid doing here, and why now? Those are questions for another day. What matters right now is that a nearly indestructible mountain of metal is hurtling toward Earth. Superman will have to strike it with all his might to stop it. The hit is powerful, and Superman manages to shatter the asteroid. But there's a problem. The inertron was only a thin outer layer, easy to break. Beneath it lies the real danger, an enormous meteor made of solid kryptonite. Superman knows he can't do anything against it. He's failed everyone. Now the entire planet Earth is about to die. Clark is afraid and full of doubt, but he knows there's no time for doubt. They are only 12.8 seconds away from the end of all life on Earth. Superman has to delay the meteor as much as he can. First, he sees where it's heading, Rio de Janeiro. More than 16 million heartbeats. He can hear each one. No one on this planet has anything to fear. They are all going to live. Superman will try to stop the Kryptonite meteor with his bare hands. He has never felt pain like this before. It's killing him, but he won't let go. He'll do whatever it takes to stop it with all his strength. Suddenly, his earliest memories flood his mind. He sees his parents, the explosion of his homeworld Krypton, and himself being launched in a rocket. His entire life flashes before his eyes. Now he's in Smallville, at the family farm. This was where everything felt normal, until his powers began to manifest. Each new ability he discovered was more incredible than the last. His father told him he had no idea why he had these powers, and even though Clark was ready to use them, the world wasn't. He had to let the world see beyond who he really was, beyond his powers. Clark agreed with his father's words. His instincts had always been right. He did everything he could to fit in, even though deep down he knew he was different. Then one day, when John believed Clark was ready, he revealed the truth. He had come to Earth in a spaceship. From the moment John and Martha found him, he became their son, and they raised him as if he truly was their own. When Clark touched the ship that brought him to Earth, it spoke to him in the language of his birthplace. It told him how to build a fortress, his culture, his lineage, his heritage. Martha and John supported him so he could learn about where he came from and accept that he belonged to two worlds, that he could use the gifts of Krypton to make Earth a better place. And thanks to an incredible twist of fate, he was about to receive a gift greater than any power or knowledge. The greatest gift of all, his best friend, Krypto. In time, Superman also found other friends, people like him. Dozens of teenagers from countless different worlds, each blessed with unique powers, a legion of superheroes. They showed Superman that there was a universe of infinite possibilities, a future filled with hope. They inspired him, and it seems Superman had inspired them as well. They showed him this monument, dedicated to the greatest hero of all, Superman. He would unite the people of his world, unite all worlds in peace. Saturn Girl tried to erase that knowledge from his mind, but some ideas are simply too big. In time, Superman couldn't shake the weight of that destiny. It was time for Superboy to leave. He needed to walk the Earth, to learn everything he could. He had to become the best version of himself. He owed it to everyone. He owed it to the future. Clark never stopped. He always tried to do his best, but he knew he could go further. And if he was going to face that challenge, what he truly needed was a better view of the planet. Clark already had all the resources he could ever need, and the world needed a better perspective. When he grew up, Clark managed to land a job at the Daily Planet. All thanks to a new front-page headline about Superman. That's where he met Lois Lane. He could have taken the Superman story to any other paper, but instead, he chose to work there, to learn from the best. That was when Clark fell in love with Lois Lane. He had never met someone so confident, relentless, and above all, so brave. It was also there where Superman met his greatest enemy, Lex Luthor, who could never understand why someone like Superman would use all his power to help others instead of seeking more power for himself. The memories end. For Clark, that's a life well lived. After all this time, it seems he has managed to slow down the meteor. Earth is safe. Rio de Janeiro won't be struck. The meteor will fall into the sea, far from anyone. But Superman's calculations were off. The meteor is heading for a remote fishing village with 37 people. They won't stand a chance unless Superman changes its course once more. Superman has faced it all. After every threat he's ever defeated, even the Phantom Zone prisoners, even the Thief of Candor, what will finally end him? a giant piece of rock from his home. In the end, he never truly escaped Krypton's explosion. It was always out there, waiting for him. But that doesn't matter. The adventures, the friends he made, the family he found, those made this journey more than worth it. But without a doubt, the best of it all was family, and the best friend he could have ever asked for. His father had always been right about the glasses. Lois saw who Clark really was, and she didn't mind the rest. For a moment in time, everything was perfect. Until Doomsday came, and Superman died. There were those who rose to take his place. In the end, it was an anomaly in his Kryptonian biology, the application of Kryptonian science, that brought him back and gave him a second chance. When he returned, Clark found what had been waiting for him. Without even trying, he had achieved it. He had fulfilled his destiny, and he was free. Free to live the life he had always dreamed of, to share it with Lois, to use every lesson his father had ever taught him, to help raise and guide his own son, Jonathan Samuel Kent. If everything Clark had ever done on Earth was to be one of the two people who brought Jonathan into the world, that would have been enough. Martha and John meant everything to him. That's why when forces took his son John away, and he returned a few years older, it remained his greatest regret. He wanted to reclaim every one of those days, but he's grateful for every moment since. The memories finally end. Now we're back in space with Superman. He hopes that wherever his son is, he can hear him. He must tell his grandparents that he loves them, that they were the best parents a son could ever ask for. He must tell his mother that she was the love of his life, and that more than anything, he wishes he could see her one more time. John must know that Superman doesn't always win. That's not what being Superman is about. It was a good life. John must carry on and protect everyone. Suddenly, his words stop. The meteor has struck Earth. After a blinding flash, we see Krypto waking Superman. Professor Haley tells Clark he's been in the Watchtower's medical wing. He was unconscious for weeks. In fact, for 3 months. Which means there are many people who've been waiting for him to wake up. Lois, John, and Martha are there. They embrace Clark tightly. Lois tells him she took care of him while working remotely. John says he heard everything his father said. Martha always knew her son would pull through. It's good to see him again. John and someone who looks exactly like Clark arrive. Clark doesn't understand how he's looking at himself. Well, this is John Johns. For him, it was an honor to be Clark Kent while he recovered. Everyone welcomes him back, filled with joy. Everyone except Batman, who asks Superman to come with him. In another room, Batman tells Superman to use his telescopic and X-ray vision. He must look straight into the heart of Brazil. What Superman sees shocks him. It's the nation-state known as El Caldero. While Superman was unconscious, it became one of the richest places on Earth. Why? Because it became the largest exporter of the rarest and most important metal, Kryptonite. The global economy practically changed overnight. 3 months later, Superman wakes up to a new world. Connor arrives and tells Superman that this new and dangerous world affects all of them. Kara is here too, and both of them look badly hurt. Everyone can now hold Kryptonite in their hands and use it to harm them. Their work has become much harder. Superman remains optimistic. They will find a solution. Until then, maybe some hard work will do them good. Connor tells him that for Superman, it might actually be easier. After all, he has a secret weapon. Superman doesn't understand what Connor means. Batman switches on the light and shows him. 3 months ago, a mountain of Kryptonite fell on Superman. He was buried beneath it and should have been poisoned, crushed, and atomized. Shockingly, that didn't happen, and now, this is his new form. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more content like this. I'm TJ Prime, and see you in the next video.